What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Cryptocurrency Alliance's Bitcoin Breakdown Series. I'm your host, as always, Dave Rodriguez. I'm one of the head traders here inside the Alliance community. Guys, I want to apologize because we are having some camera difficulties. I just bought a new one the other day. It keeps cutting out on me, or my microphone keeps cutting out, one or the other. So I'm getting some new stuff this week, new adapters for my MacBook, because those of you who know, the 13-inch that I love to trade from so often does not have USB ports. That is the only downfall of this machine. Other than that, I recommend it for any trader out there that loves to be on the go, because this thing is very lightweight and never breaks down as far as I can see. Very fast, very reliable, and like I said, very small, so you can carry it around with you everywhere you go. I carry this thing all over the place with me. But until I get this USB problem taken care of, I will just do this video with my audio, which this audio is working very well. So I want to thank you guys for showing up. 10 to 15 minute breakdown every day, Monday through Friday. We'll be going over some news. As you can see on the screen today, the news will be Coinbase PRO halts Bitcoin USD trading services on their platform. Okay, we'll go over that in just a minute, but I want to cover some stuff real quick for those of you who just showed up today. If this is your first show, every day we'll be going over free value. We'll be giving away some free information on where we think Bitcoin will go. We'll be covering some news articles, covering some fundamentals of the market. We'll also be taking some live trades. We have now finally got a new account set up through Coinbase, which we'll give you guys the link for that in the description below, so you guys can sign up and trade with us on Coinbase. That'll be on there tomorrow. We have linked it through an API to our Binance account. We will strictly be trading with Binance. We will not be trading on any other exchanges, just to make this really simple and really easy to track for you traders who are new. So whether you're new, whether this is your first time trading, or whether you guys have been trading for a while, you're going to find some very useful information inside these breakdowns from us here inside the Cryptocurrency Alliance. We have a lot of information that we collect from different sources. We all have mentors, we all have channels, and we all have fundamental places that we go to learn more about what's going on in the markets, guys. One person, as in yourself on the other side of this video, can't find all the information themselves. You're always going to miss out on something. So it's very important to be plugged into different channels, plugged into different telegrams, plugged into different versions of what you guys think are good information plugs. So like I said, for those of you who are new, or those of you who have been here for a while, you're going to find a lot of value in these videos. You're going to find a lot of interesting ways to look at the market. So let's start by going over what has happened in Coinbase PRO. Bitcoin trading went down last night due to some liquidity issues in their platform, and they never started back up. For those of you who don't know, issues like this are a big deal. I mean, we could literally bring this back to what happened with Bitcoin Cash. For those of you who know, last year Bitcoin Cash shot up to, like, I forgot, $30-something $100 within a matter of minutes because of issues like this, order books being unbalanced, and you saw what happened there. They don't want that to happen again. They better fix these issues before they decide to launch. The major concern here is for the price of Bitcoin, as Coinbase PRO, as some of you may know, has a lot to do with the spot price of Bitcoin for a lot of the exchanges that we currently use to trade on leverage and holding margin. So guys, as you know, I trade a lot on these other exchanges where I trade using leverage. I hold margin. This could be a huge risk for me if, in fact, I was trading, which I am not, because, as I said, it's very important to know what's going on in the market, and I'm not going to trade and risk my money not knowing which way this could play out, because it's not up to me. It's up to Coinbase PRO and their staff to figure out what's going on. The huge risk that we're looking at, guys, is a huge swing in the market. I mean, we could see something like a $1,500 swing, $2,000 swing, $2,500 swing. You never know what you're going to get with Bitcoin. So watch out, guys, because you never know what can happen. Like I said, we've seen these $1,000 swings many times throughout this year for absolutely no reason. Now, with this liquidity issue brought on by Coinbase PRO and its platform, we could see $2,000, possibly a $3,000 swing. That's very far-fetched, but you never know what's going to happen. I'm seeing very possible to see a $2,000 swing, but the question is, which way is it going to go? This opens up the market for manipulation. For those individuals who have large balanced trading accounts, they can go in and pretty much market buy and liquidate buys or sell orders on either side, but we don't know which side it's going to happen on or if it can happen at all. If they decide to open up before the liquidity issues fixed, we can see something like Bitcoin Cash. If they decide to wait, which is what they should do, until the problem is 100% fixed, then we will see normal trading with probably a nice little spike, but something that is very doable for us here in the market. So guys, that's it for today's version of the news, and we will be bringing stuff to you guys every day. Let's go hit these charts and see what Bitcoin's been doing. Okay, so guys, the last time we talked, we expected a nice breakthrough to get down to the 78.6, and then we were looking for a nice dead cat bounce, which we got. Guys, a dead cat bounce is basically a nice thing for a nice way of saying after a very, very large downswing in the market or a bearish trend, we get a nice bounce and a nice little retrace in the market. It's called a dead cat bounce, and that's what we're seeing here because there's an old saying that if you drop a dead cat from high enough, even that will in fact bounce. So that's where they get the term dead cat bounce in the market, which is what we're seeing right here. I fully expect a retest of this 6,800, possibly even 7,000, as high as 7,000 up in here, guys. One of these MAs will be the catalyst that pushes this market down further. So for those of you who were not with us the other day, we were looking for something like this. So I'm looking for something in here, maybe a little higher to the 50. Before a complete failure, first, I don't know how that got there. First here, to the complete reversal of 100. Maybe a slight test like this before we see, before we see more continued downside. My first target, guys, as we talked about before, is that 5,700 area. After that, we're looking for a complete failure to 5,000. Now, since we are going to be using Coinbase a lot more and we are going to be trading live on the accounts, let's switch over to my favorite, one of my favorite places to trade, crypto. I trade a lot of Forex too, guys, so my favorite place to trade crypto is right here on Coinbase. We'll have that link down below for you guys so you guys can check it out. Look what we're seeing here, guys. We're seeing some obvious bearish market, obvious downside. We're seeing higher highs, higher low after higher low after higher low. We're not seeing, a reversal of that, which is this coming higher than this and then higher than this. We're not breaking these levels. We're not even reaching these levels, guys. We're seeing classic bearish market. This dotted line represents the free fall, guys. If we pass this line right here, we're going to fall all the way to right here about 5,000. And if we fall from there, it's a free fall, guys. We're not going to see much holding it. But, we got to see what happens. The lower these prices go, the better entries we're going to get. You just have to be patient. There's always going to be some areas in the middle for us to trade, guys. I'm looking at trades right now. I have 3 in particular that I'm looking at some have found myself and some I found through some of the channels that we go through, that I personally go through. There's people that I look up to. There's people that are mentors to me, and I follow the advice that they give. I don't take signals or take trades from other people, but information is king. And if you can compile tons of information and then based on your trading style and your rules of trading, take the trades that agree with you and the way that you have found profitable. So it's not about finding great traders and stealing their information or taking their trades or signals or buying, signal channels. It's simply about gathering information from a bunch of people who are either equal to you or better, hopefully better than you in this industry, and then taking advice, looking at the way that they look at the market, and then taking that advice and then going into do your own research. Just like you guys are here looking for what we're trading. We're going to give that information out, and hopefully you guys do your research. And if it matches the way that you trade and the way that you've set up your trading style, then you take that trade. So I want to look at this a little bit deeper. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart here. We can see that there's really no bullish signals here at all. We've got some consolidation in here. We're going to look for a little upside test of this area. Don't forget, I mean, we could see after you break an area like so, you know, like so, we just draw that box around it. After you break an area like so, you're going to come up and test that area. You know, that's the area we just talked about in the previous chart. That's 6,800 area. Maybe even come up in the 7,000 area before we see continued downside, guys. We will see a breach of the $6,000 area. We will see a breach of that $5,700 area right here. But this is the area that I'm watching. This is the area that I think we will possibly see some rejection. You know, right in this area here. You know, did we get in that area? Lower this down to like right here. We get in this area here, you know, and we fall past that. There's not much stopping us from a free fall, guys, and all that means is great entries. And when we get those entries, we will see either a nice big dead cat bounce, or we will see a huge retest of the market after we see another low being created, you know, down in this area somewhere. We will see a huge surge back to the upside, which gives us the opportunity that we need to trade these markets without that much risk. When we see those bounces, we'll see a lot of the money go to the alts, and a lot of the trade setups at the all-time lows that we're looking for, we're going to see. You know, for instance, XRP, you know, I'm looking for 2 entries at, you know, 28 cents to 22 cents. If I can get in those entries, I would be absolutely ecstatic. I got in at 20 cents last year and rode it all the way to $3 before cashing out around 275. So if I can get back in at those entries and ride that bull run again, then I'm going to be ecstatic. So let's go look at some further things. You guys know I'm a big fan of just finding things that look cool to me, finding patterns, finding different possibilities, finding confluence is the biggest thing. We talked about this area being touched here, 6,800 to 12,000. Excuse me, to 7,000. Many reasons. The 1, 2, 3 break of the trend line. Remember, guys, I always say that third touch is the break or the bounce. What do we get here? We got a break. So we're going to look for a retest. So that's one reason we want to see this retest around 6,800. Okay. Another reason is because it's a downside break retest of the 61.8. Okay. And a huge support level. Another reason is because we've broken 61.8 and bounced off the 78.6. Now, I'm looking for another reason to take this to the downside in this area. And let's show you. Check this out. So we're on a daily. I like to look at the big charts. Now, I've told you guys the rule of a head and shoulder. A head and shoulder you trade from, you can either trade it from the top of the right shoulder down to the neckline and get out, or you can trade the big part of the big part of the trade, which is, this is the rule. I'll show you now. So if it breaks the neckline or retests, the breakout should be as long as the area from the head, top of the head, to the bottom of the head, okay? So the breakout should be this long, something like that. Now, if we check that out in just a minute, I'm going to show you just how far that rabbit hole goes. But back to the major point, guys. We got a left shoulder, we got a head, and we got a right shoulder. Now let me just point out where the right shoulder ends, where the left shoulder ends. And what number is that? 6,800. A third, fourth, fifth. I got 6, 7 reasons to take a short in this area, guys. I've got so many confluences to take a short in this area. Even if it blasts through and hits my stop loss, I am not going to be mad, because everything in my head, everything in my rule book, everything, you know, in my whole body is telling me that this is going to be a great short opportunity around the $6,800 to $7,000 area. So you guys, keep an eye out for these tips. Keep an eye out for these, for this right shoulder to take in place. Don't try to trade it to the top. But if you see that rejection around here, get in as high as you can. Set your stop loss up in this area and take this trade short for those of you who like the risk and love to margin trade on places like BidMax, which we will explain to you guys more and more over the next few weeks. So this is our analysis for Bitcoin today. Let's get it up to the right shoulder. Let's see it play down to the neckline. And then this is the best part of the whole conversation. Look where it ends, guys. 3, $3,000. You know, it's around. Well, let me get that fixed a little bit. Currently, technically, the neckline would be a little bit lower than this, guys. This isn't perfect. We'll straighten it out a little bit. This isn't perfect, guys, but you kind of get the point here. This would be. I mean, we could see 3,000s being reached if this thing plays out, just like the other side played out. I mean, this is very far-fetched, and this would take a long time to reach. But again, I look at all the different things. I try to find every single pattern I can find, and I'm not the only one who saw this. I actually saw this posted in another group as well, and I was like, I'm not the only man who sees these patterns everywhere. You know, this is another confluence for me. So you guys keep an eye on these things we talked about today. Let's check out and see what kind of trade I'm looking at today. All right, guys, and here we go. This is the #1 trade of the day. I've actually entered in right around here. I rode this up, got out right around here, and now I'm going to enter again. You see what happens when it gets in this area, guys? We see nice bounces. We're at all-time lows here, and as far as, you know, dropping in, not counting this, but I mean, we are at some lows here, guys, and every time it gets in this area, we see a nice little bounce. We've actually broken to another low, which is about 10 cents. So this is something we're looking at. I mean, I'm going to enter today. I will try to get my entry live right here being recorded, but those of you who are looking at what we're doing, this trade will be in. This will be entered. I missed where I really wanted to get in at, so I'm seeing if we could see some consolidation, if this thing's just going to ride out to the right for a second. I like Cardano. I've always liked ADA. I made a ton of money on it last year. I rode it all the way up and got out completely. I've made tons of money on this pair in the last year. So it's something I always like to look at. You know, so let's check this out real quick. So, and you guys see what happened here? We got to that low. Let me fix this. We got to this low here. God. And now we've kind of failed to break it. So, I mean, we're in a perfect spot, guys. I'm probably going to enter some trades here in the next hour or so. And like I said, I would try to get, I'm looking for a test of this red line again. I'm looking for a nice bounce back up to previous highs. This thing could keep rising. We could see hundreds of percent if we catch a bull run with this. That's inevitable. So we're just seeing where we're at. Bitcoin looks like it's bearish, but we could see a nice little bounce off this area. Remember, guys, I'm a 10, 15% trader, 20% trader. If I get those amounts, I'm out. If I'm in a bull run, I tend to trade a lot differently. I'll have two accounts, one where I trade in and out every day, and one where I'm a long-term holder. I'll buy these trades at the bottom. Like I said, I'm looking at XRP, 28 to 22 cents, anywhere in that region. I am loading up whether we're in a bearish market or not. I've always liked XRP. It's going to rise whether you guys like it or not. So I will be entering in those for the long haul. This will be a nice entry for me, but this will be my daily account with you guys. So I will enter a small portion of the half a Bitcoin that we loaded. I'll probably show you guys that now. It's about a half a Bitcoin. I fully expect, oh, for some reason. See, this is called the Alliance Live account. So I fully expect this to drop down to 6,000. So we knew that this would be about a half a Bitcoin really soon. So we put 3,000 in. We're going to trade about a half a Bitcoin, which this is what this will be here soon. And then we're going to raise this thing up, guys. We're going to do what I did last year when I started trading crypto with $5,000. I turned it into $65,000 in 6 weeks. We were in a bull run, so the most exciting part will be that. But the point of these videos, the point of us trading with you guys, is very simple. Okay, we want to show you guys that there is money to be made in a bullish or bearish market. All the other channels out there are building their fan base and building all their stuff in a bull market. It's so easy to do that. Can you do it in a bear market? Can you make money different ways with crypto live in a bear market? I can, and I'm going to show you guys how to. So, guys, we're going to take this trade ADA today. We're at a good entry level. I will show you guys what goes on. Like I said, I'm going to try to get 100% of my stuff recorded, but you will see the amount in there. You will see what we're buying. And from there, we'll keep going, guys. So that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Please like the video. Please comment in the comment sections scroll all the way down to the bottom. You can put some comments in there. Let us know what you guys want us to look over. Let us know what coins and tokens you're looking at. We're not going to examine them all because the biggest part here is we want to show you what we're looking at. But there will be portions of the show throughout the week where we're going to take a big portion of the comments and say, okay, we're going to cover these, and we're going to let you guys know what we think about these tokens, cryptos, maybe even some ICOs sometimes. So below in the description, you're going to see a couple of free things for you guys. For those of you who stayed all the way to the end of the video, you're going to receive a free ebook. There's a link in the description below. It is the bitcoinconsumerguide.com, okay, /YT for YouTube. Again, that's bitcoinconsumerguide.com /YT, and that's for YouTube. There's going to be a free ebook. It's called the Bitcoin Consumer Guide. It's a must-read for anybody trying to get inside this crypto market. There's also going to be a free training series to help you guys get started trading crypto inside the market. So like I said, guys, come back every day, Monday through Friday. Join us right here in the Alliance community on the Bitcoin Breakdown series. I'm your host, Dave Rodriguez, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the next Bitcoin Breakdown.